What's going on, guys? I am Switters, and I have beat Mephistopheles. If you're like, this game is so old, what do you mean you just beat him now? I just have been putting it off. I just did. I don't like having the game be fully complete, because then it feels like there's no reason to go back. But anyhow, whatever. I wanted to get it done. So here it is. I finally got it done, and this took me a lot of attempts. So I'm going to take you through step by step the full boss fight, kind of explain everything that I'm doing through it, just in case you haven't done it yet and you want to go back and do it. So anyhow, that's going to be this. So go ahead and leave a like and subscribe right now. This is going to be an amazing video, guys. I am super pumped about this. This was so hard. This is far and away the hardest boss fight in all of Zombies. People used to talk about how Legion was a great boss and how hard he was, and it was difficult, but it pales in comparison. BO6 bosses have been quite difficult, but nothing on the level of the Mephistopheles boss fight. One more time, got to give credit to Lee Ross and his crew for putting this game together. I think it is such a fun Zombies game, and they absolutely killed the boss fights. It's just such an absolute shame that we never got a part 2 to IW Zombies. It's, like I said, such a fun game. It's just, I mean, it's really awful that we never got it. I would love to see where this have gone. Anyhow, this is the boss fight. Let's just go ahead and jump in. One thing I'm going to let you know about right off the bat, but you'll notice my in my grenade slots, I have C4. And this actually comes in very handy at the end of the 4th circle, completing the 4th circle. So if you're going to do this, if you've not done this, I would definitely recommend running C4. You'll see why it comes in handy at the end. But anyway, let's just jump in. So we're going to do these first 3 circles that are closest to where he starts, because his easiest attacks are toward the beginning of this boss fight. So it's just better to get them done now than later. That's just my opinion. You can do them in whatever order you like. So anyhow, we've got his attacks going on. He sends these fireballs at you. He will call in zombies, their skeletons in the boss fight, to come get you. And one of the attacks that he does, this is the one that I absolutely love when he does it, is this black hole in the center. Because once you learn his attacks, they're telegraphed. You know what he's going to do for the most part. So it's very easy. Again, I've done this a lot now, but once you learn the attacks, like I said, you figure them out, and then you can spend time in the circle. You know what to do. Here's another one of his attacks where he breathes fire across the middle. You just basically can't be in the way of that. But the black hole one is great because you get to spend a lot of time in that circle. You just lay down and face. This is the important part, is face that black hole while it's going off, and you are completely fine. Just go ahead and shoot the ground around you if any skeletons come to attack you. But that's basically phase 1 done here. We come to the back area of this boss fight arena. There's a little peninsula out in the back, and then we're going to get each of these, at the end of each of these waves, you basically get these zombies from a previous map, and it kind of goes in order. So we're going to get, at the end of this one, the first map in the game was Zombies in Spaceland. The special enemy that we're going to get at the end of this, we always get zombies, and you always get these cryptids. But you're going to get these special enemies here. We got the clowns. They're from Spaceland, and then once we finish them up, we're going to go ahead and hide behind one of these pillars because we're going to get a meteor shower coming down. And we have finished our first meteor shower. That's basically the full first wave, so let's go activate the second circle, and then he's going to do this attack where he goes into the middle, and he does this ground pound. Normally, a lot of people go and hide behind the pillars, but you really just need to get to the very far outer edges of the boss fight arena, and you won't take any damage. So you're fine. That's why I just stepped back and didn't go run and hide behind the pillars. You don't need to. So he's just calling in some more zombies here, which is great. I can just use my venom and just throw it down on the ground. He's going to do another attack where he goes to the middle. And again, this and the black hole are great because they're easily telegraphed. You know exactly what's going on. And you see we've already released the souls from our second circle. So we're just going to suck those souls up. You got to hit them 4 times. And then we're going to go on to the end of the second wave there. So we get him here with our final soul for this round, and then we're going to take out the skeletons and then position ourselves where we can shoot the symbol on his chest. There we go. Quickly done. The 5-second muscle really helps. So, okay, you see me putting down the C4 here. I'm basically laying out this kind of barrier at the edge of this back area. Like I said, this little peninsula that's back here. I'm going to go ahead and put the other 2 out now. You can only have 4 out. You can't just keep loading them up with as much C4 as you like at the end of each round. You can only have 4 C4s out. So it's kind of set for me now. Again, that's going to come into play at the end of the 4th circle. So don't even really worry about it at the moment. Just know that you lay them out in the back there near the little peninsula where you're safe in this back area. And at the end here, again, we go round by round, or map by map, rather. We had clowns, now we have Rave in the Redwoods, and we got the slasher. He's not like a real slasher from the game. You just saw how quickly we took him out here. A few bullets down with the mauler, and he is toast. By the way, highly, highly, highly recommend, if you are going to do this, to use the Sentinel Mauler. And the, well, that's the variant that you want to use, is the Sentinel version of it. It's the legendary, I think it costs 4,000 salvage to actually craft. It shoots a column of 5 bullets. It's amazing. Anyhow, use that gun. It is so good. Again, he's doing this attack in the middle, which we love because we get to spend a lot of time in our circle filling it up. I think it's a total of 30 seconds that you need to spend in each circle. So we're using our venom here, just shooting at the ground every once in a while, and then that's going to handle all the skeletons. He does the fire attack down the middle. He's a little bit close to me there, so I decided to get out of the circle just so he didn't actually hit me with it. Anyhow, we filled it up real quick. We're getting pretty good luck with our with the attacks that he's doing on us. Sometimes he does this fireball attack at you repeatedly, like over and over and over, which is not that bad because it's very easily telegraphed. You can see it coming, so it's easy to get out of the way, but it's constantly taking you out of the circle. You're not spending enough time filling it up and releasing the souls. So, like I said, the black hole attack, the attack where he comes into the middle and does the ground pound, all pretty easy. And once you learn them, like I said, you can see them coming. He does, like I said, telegraph everything, and it could be visually or it could be auditorially. You'll hear it coming, or you'll see it coming. But there is a randomness to it, and he can do them in quick succession. He can do them very slowly. He could put down the lava wall across the middle and then immediately start shooting fireballs at you, or he could put the lava wall up and then just kind of pause and look at you for a little while, and then he could just call in some zombies. So you never really know what's going to happen. By the way, you've noticed now, I'm sure, but we're on our 3rd map, so we've got the ninja zombies from Shaolin Shuffle that are special enemies. But I'm using my pistols at the back here, the Baby's Breath, the dual-wield Baby's Breath. It's the starting pistols that you get in the game, and they are incredible for crowd control. Really, we're using on Mephistopheles, basically we're using the Mauler Sentinel for the zombies/skeletons. While we're filling up the souls, we're using our venom to kind of keep us, that way we can keep our head up and looking at Mephistopheles rather than looking at the zombies, or skeletons, if you like. So you see this lava wall. This lava wall is actually, it doesn't seem that bad, but cutting off half the map, man, this is not a large play space, so it's kind of devastating. So immediately into a black hole, which again, we love black holes. It's great. And then again, for in between, like at the end of these waves, using our pistols in the back, the dual-wield Baby's Breath are just awesome for that. Anyhow, we are getting basically kind of toward the end of this. Now, this is the 4th circle we just filled up. So after we hit him with the 4 souls, remember I put the C4 down on the back, kind of lined it up. I'm going to show you why, because we skip a map as far as our special enemies go. So it was clowns, then it was the slasher, and then it was ninjas. And we do not get the Krogs from Attack of the Radioactive Thing. We're going to go right to Beast from Beyond, and we're going to get 2 rhinos. So we've got skeletons that are going to be coming after us. We've got the cryptids, as usual, the red ones and the blue ones. But now we're also going to get 2 rhinos. They're not as tough as the rhinos at the end of the Beast from Beyond boss fight, similar to like how the slasher's not the same slasher as from Rave in the Redwoods, but still they do kind of get a little bit bullet spongy. So these C4 are here so I can make sure that I have a way to get out from this little peninsula area, and I can run around the map, this boss fight arena, and stay away from them. So we're popping Ego Trip now, does more damage when you shoot headshots. and we're going to be using our pistols to get the kind of crowd control work done. And then we're going to hear them spawn in, the rhino spawn in there, and that you just saw them coming after me, and I was really worried I was going to get taken down by them. But I had popped, once I saw them spawn in, I had popped the C4, and the C4 took care of most of all the other zombies, so all I had to do was focus now on the 2 rhinos. And again, you saw with the Fate and Fortune card there, the Ego Trip works very well. The Mauler Sentinel shooting that column of 5 bullets does a lot of work. And again, they're not the same blue rhinos as the ones at the end of Beast from Beyond. So this is a huge little sigh coming out after that, because that is the very hard part. Now this is the worst attack of them all, though, the fire tornadoes, because you can't really see where they're going very well. And as you saw, I went down, and honestly at this point I'm figuring, okay, my run is pretty much over, because even though this is the final circle that we need to fill up, the final soul circle that we need to fill up, we still have to get a ton of hits onto Mephistopheles himself to release the talismans up from these 5 circles at the very end to activate it. So I was just like, you know what? We're probably toast. Normally I would pop my head reloaded card that you see that's ready to go, where if you get headshots, you automatically reload the gun in your hand. I don't even bother popping that. And then once I finished the 5th circle, normally I would go ahead and pop twice the pain or explosive touch. So if any zombies hit me, they would just die on impact as soon as they touch me, and I wouldn't take damage. Or I would pop twice the pain because I need to do a ton of damage onto Mephistopheles himself to, like I said, release those talismans up from the 5 soul circles. And you just saw me there, like I got red screened. I was like, I'm totally done. So to be honest with you, I was just kind of like, I'll run this out. We'll just kind of play it out until the end and see what happens. But I'm not expecting to complete this at all. Like I said, I've done this many times, and I've been to this point of this boss fight so many times. Like, this is not getting to the 4th or 5th circle done. Like, it's not that big a deal. It's getting the final step where you release the talismans. So I'm going through it, and I'm like, well, I'm not just going to quit out just because I went down. And unfortunately, I don't have any reanimated Fate and Fortune cards where that would pick you up if you did go down. So here, all you've got to do is stay alive and put a ton of damage into Mephistopheles himself. Now, the bad thing is he can call in literally any of the attacks that he's done previously. So you see him now, he's going to go in the middle and do a ground pound. And while you're hiding back here, you got to make sure cryptids, zombies, clowns, slashers, ninjas, everything can spawn into the map right now. So you've got to focus on them as well as focusing on putting on damage into Mephistopheles himself. You just saw one talisman right there get raised up. So, like, okay, well, we're 20% of the way there, I guess. So, like, we're not doing bad. But like I said, I've been to this point before so many times. I have actually gotten to the point where I had all the talismans raised up, all 5 of them raised up. Then you have to go activate them. And literally, as I was activating the 5th talisman, I got taken out. It was devastating, man. Absolutely devastating. And this lava wall coming up now, like, it's just so dangerous. If you get too close to it, like I said, you catch on fire, you're taking damage. There's a slasher in there now. I've got a blue cryptid. Like, all these things can hit you. If the Mephistopheles, if he hits you with one of his fireballs of, like, the 3 that he shoots at you, and you're already red screened, you're toast. So it's all very close, but again, at the same time, I'm still telling myself, like, hey, you know what? We have no extra lives now. Like, we're not going to make it anyway. And like I said, I've been to this point so many times before. I'm not thinking, like, oh, we're so close now. Like, I mean, we are close, but we're still very far away at the same time. So I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to get overly excited about this. I'm not getting worked up about it. I'm just going to keep plugging away. If we get there, we get there. And at the same time, I'm like, wait a minute, how many talismans is that now? Oh, that's 4. I have 4 up. I have 4 up now. So, like, a shot down on the ground to hopefully kind of take care of the crowd work. And when I saw that ninja spawn there near me, I panicked because if you guys have played this game, you know if you sprint, ninjas will teleport directly behind you, one kick down you into the back of the head. So I was panicking when I saw that little puff of smoke, and I just saw another one there. It's like, oh my God. And now I'm thinking, I think all 5 are up. And I'm noticing, like, there's that little button on them. I can activate it. So that's one. Skipped that one because he was getting shot at. So we went to the next one. The next one. Here we are. And I think, do I have just this final one? That's it. And now here, almost huge mistake. I was just like, oh, we're done. The lasers went up. The fire tornado. Ooh, just. I was not paying attention. I was like, we're done because it shot him. But the fire tornado was already in, and I was that close to going down that you just saw that fire tornado come right past me when it kind of hop skips to the left. But anyhow, he comes down to the bottom middle there, and then you just do not stop shooting. Just lay into him again and again and again. And then finally, the very end cutscene here. And the biggest regret I have as a Zombies fan is they say to be continued at the end of this. And then you guys know by now, obviously, this game's 7-8 years old. We never got IW Zombies Part 2. I think it's the biggest travesty that to hit us as Zombies players. I mean, just period. What a great game. If you've not played it, you can, I'm sure, find it on sale. Highly recommend playing through this game. I absolutely love it. And Mephistopheles is far and away the hardest boss fight ever. And as you can see here, I got the new calling card, Demon Slayer, for beating Mephistopheles, and there's only one calling card left. And it's very easy to unlock, but you have to unlock Mephistopheles first. And we're going to do that tomorrow during a live stream. So if you're watching this the day this goes live, tomorrow we will do the live stream where we unlock the final calling card. And I would have literally 100%ed IW Zombies at that point. That's it, guys. Drop a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you tomorrow, hopefully, during the live stream.